Oklahoma City. Thank you for listening to a probe. Maurice Harper, your host. My guest, Clara Luper. Tonight, we're talking about the Miss Black Oklahoma Pageant and a record number of participants that will be participating June the 26th at the Marriott Convention Center. And we certainly appreciate Clara Luper and what she's doing. But before we get back into the interview, I want to remind you about the Minority Business Affair, a special edition of the Maurice Harper Show that will be Tuesday, June the 29th at Mr. Land's Club and Restaurant between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. And that's at 2417 North Walker. You business people out there or aspiring business people, you come and participate in the Minority Business Affair, and it's a super networking opportunity. Bring your business card and take advantage of networking opportunities. All right? Door prizes, foods, and refreshments. Also, the Wewoka Open Rodeo, July the 3rd and 4th at the Overstreet Arena in Wewoka, Oklahoma. And you should take part in that. You cowboys out there or people that like those rodeos, go to the Wewoka Open Rodeo, July the 3rd and 4th at the Overstreet Arena. Rodeo performance time is 8 p.m. nightly. And next week, we're going to have a guest from all the way from Senegal, West Africa. Mr. Boubacar Berry will be in town, and he will be our special guest. And he represents a family-owned company that makes authentic African fabrics, and they're doing a lot of business in America and around the world. And our topic will be the West African textile business and also doing business in America. And I think we're going to have a good time with it. He's making an appearance here at a store here in Oklahoma City, the BC Fabric Incorporated store there at Penn Heffernan Plaza. And we're going to be out there with Mr. Boubacar and we're going to have some good information. I think it's very, very important. Clara, thank you so very, very much for your patience, and thank you for the information. And I think that this is very, very important to all of our community and to our listening audience to know what is going on in the African-American community. But you know what? What you are doing has far-reaching effects outside of the African-American community, because those young ladies, once they get exposed to that wonderful week of what you provide for them, that structure and that camaraderie, I believe that it has a very positive effect on their life, and they leave that pageant, whether they win the crown or not, nobody's a loser, and that's important, isn't it, Clara?
That's very important. But, Maurice, I want to tell you about some of my out-of-town staff members.
Okay, let's go with that.
Mrs. Mary Johnson is a stage production manager and one of the associate directors, and she's from Ardmore, Oklahoma, and they have contestants not only from Ardmore but also from Carter County. Then we have a hard-working young lady who works with the experts, and that's part of our program where we develop our young men, and you will see them on Channel 19 television. And to do that, we have Mrs. Helen Daniels from Lawton, Oklahoma, who does an outstanding job. Then from Tulsa, Oklahoma, we have our state recruiter director and assistant hospitality, Mrs. Joyce Palmer. So I cannot call all of the names, but I've got to tell you that our security is handled by Sheriff Sharp and a special committee of deputies. Ellis Hildred is also on that important committee. We have people like you've never seen before. We have 44 people, dedicated to the development of young people. And when the young ladies enter tomorrow, we would like to invite any of you that would like to meet and be part of this welcoming committee. Now, this is very important because once upon a time, the Miss Oklahoma pageant was in Oklahoma City. But because of the lack of support, it was moved to Tulsa, and I went to that pageant this year, and I saw the support that community gave to the Miss Oklahoma pageant. And we have been able to keep the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant in Oklahoma City because of the support of people from all walks of life. People who told, I had one outstanding businessman to come up and tell me that he didn't believe in a black pageant. And I told him if he's using black in terms of color, but if he's using black in terms of honesty, integrity, then I want him to come over and look at our pageant. He came over, and to this day he supports that pageant. I had another distinguished businessman who came over when the pageant was about 2 years old, and I was serving Kool-Aid and cookies, and he said, Clara, you ought to do better than that. I said, man, I'm doing the best I can. What in the hell are you doing? And since that day, he has been able to help sponsor a reception. Now, we have also been criticized because we give these girls the best. What's wrong with bringing disadvantaged people to a city and give them the best? And I think that is the issue. Tomorrow we will have the opportunity to worship at Holy Baptist Church. And that's here in Oklahoma City.
Okay, what's the address of the church now?
1540 Northeast of 50th Street.
Okay.
And the minister is the Honorable Reverend LaFond. And our young people are so excited. Every year we select a church, and we do it by invitation. The people that would like us to come, and incidentally, there will be over 100 of us worshiping tomorrow at the Holy Temple Baptist Church.
You know, Clara, it's really refreshing once again to hear you talk about people that have had exposure from the business community to your pageant, and especially the ones that might have went in with a negative attitude about it and come out with a positive attitude, because that's what it's all about, in getting people exposure. And that's one of the reasons I am very proud of Probe and put so much time into it. And I want to thank also the programmers at KTOK for letting Probe air, is to able to bring about a better understanding and communication between people. And the pageant does that. I attended the pageant last year. It was just wonderful. The talent that was there, the cross-section of people from all different ethnic groups, people from the top to the bottom was there and cheering for those young ladies. Let's talk about that aspect of it. I know that it has not been easy, Clara. 24 years, it has not been easy. And I know that it has been a struggle, but also it has been a victory also.
Certainly, you're right. You came 2 or 3 years ago.
That's right. I came to my first one 3 years ago.
Right, and you haven't missed one. And
haven't missed one, and I'm not going to miss this one next week.
Well, thank you so very kind. And the people that want to attend this pageant, I want to remind you, it is the top social event of the season. It's semi-formal. It's in the Great Hall of the Myriad Convention Center. And in checking, I only find that we have only 200 tickets left for this affair. And I can tell you why, because we have the following cities listed. May I name those, Maurice?
You just go right ahead, Clara.
Altus, Oklahoma will be sending Whitney J. Williams, Ard Moore, Stephanie Woody, Bacon College, Alfreda Leak, Bethany Michelle Myers, Cameron University, Jacqueline Smith, Carter County, Oprah Arnett, Clinton, Oklahoma, Gwendolyn Smith, El Reno, Oklahoma, Ramona Edwards, Forest Park, Shadina Fowler, Guthrie Job Corps, Lisa Ward, Jones, Charmin Williams, Langston University, Sharon Jordan, Midwest City, LaTanya Taylor, Muskogee, Remonica D. Thomas, Northwestern Oklahoma State University, Ronette Brooks, Oklahoma City, Renee Summers, Oklahoma City University, Rosalind Smith, Oklahoma County, Tanel Winrow, Oklahoma State University, Marshall Ward, Oklahoma University, Courtney Wilson, Shawnee, Oklahoma, Lakeisha Ponder, Spencer, Oklahoma, Malika Tahir, Spring Lake, Veronica Harrington, St. Gregory, Tanisha Grayson, Tulsa, Kimberly Walton, Tulsa County, Nicole Booker, Nicole Petty, the University of Central Oklahoma, Monet Booker, the Village, Artia Williams, and Westmore, Cynthia Stevenson.
Now, that's quite a lineup.
That's quite a lineup.
That's quite a lineup. That's an all-American lineup there, Clara.
It's unbelievable. Now, in our scholarships, and you will find listed on the program our scholarship, the people that have donated. Some people have donated like a $10 scholarship. That's good.
That's right.
$10 can buy some paper for these young ladies. $10 can put some gas and help them to get to their various schools and universities. And we've got to somewhere sell the idea that the donations that you invest in these young people, whether it's $1, a dime, is just as important as if you would donate $1,000, because they do add up.
Clara, let's get the ticket cost now. How much are the tickets?
Tomorrow is $20.
The tickets are $20.
Yes, and you may purchase those tickets at Howard Johnson on Lincoln Boulevard, or you may purchase them at Chancellor Shadina's Daycare Center, 1543 Northeast 50th Street, or Gates Barbershop, 2609 and a half North Martin Luther King, or at Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King. Now, many of you would like to support your young ladies. If you want to buy your ticket and credit, and you want one of these young ladies to get credit for it, come on up to Howard Johnson's, to the Oak Room, and there you can do it. Just purchase your tickets and say, I want Ardmore, I want Clinton or El Reno to get credit for this. Because on Wednesday, we will select the most popular young lady based upon the money that has been turned in for ads and tickets. We will be able to recognize that young lady. However, that will have nothing to do with winning the pageant, because the pageant will be judged on, first, their personal interviews, their talent, swimwear, evening wear, and projection. And Maurice, I've got to tell you about the 1993 judges. May I? The 1993 Miss Black Oklahoma judges are Mrs. Dorothy Hunter from Wichita, Kansas, Mr. Ron Blow from Wichita Falls, Texas, Dr. Gloria Griffin from Edmond, Oklahoma, Mr. W.H. Harris, Jr. from Brooklyn, New York, Attorney Louis Barber from Putnam City, Mrs. Judy Lee from New York City, New York, Mr. James Shortridge, Jr. from the Village, Dr. Alberta Mayberry from Langston University, and Melba Hartburn from Atlanta, Georgia. Now, Mrs. Letty Ruth Hunter is the coordinator of the judges, assisted by Mrs. Eleanor Douglas, Marion Ewan, Kamala Partridge, and Richard Brown.
You know, you have a wide range of people from across America that are coming to Oklahoma City to be part of this and to adequately judge those young ladies. And Clara, I want to tip my hat off to you and the staff, because I know that it has been a combined effort, and I think that is great. I challenge Oklahoma City, and I challenge the state of Oklahoma to get behind these young ladies and support the pageant, because nobody is a loser at this pageant. And that's what I like about the pageant. From the first time I've had exposure to it, I know that it's a winner. I've had personal contact with some of the young ladies and interviewing them. And you know, Clara, I had contact and interviewed the Miss Black Cameron University entry that will be on there, Mrs. Smith down there. And she's a fine young lady, and she's prepared, doing a very fine job, has the support of her parents, so I know the effects.
Well, I really appreciate that, and certainly, if you notice, I have not used the word I, because I'm no fool. I know what has been accomplished. It's been accomplished because people in this city have believed in us. People have supported us through sponsorships, through ads, through tickets, through donations, and we still appreciate it. Now, one thing that would be wrong on Saturday, and it will be right, although I think it's wrong, but I think it's right because I've encouraged my young ladies to go on to the top. Let the Miss Black Oklahoma be a stepping stone to where they are going. Now, Erica Barnett will not be here to give away her crown. She will be and if you let Shelley tell you where she will be, okay?
Okay, then.
Erica Barnett will be representing Langston University in the Miss Collegiate African American Pageant, which will be held in Orlando, Florida, at the Universal Studios. And there she will be competing for over $15,000 in cash and prizes, as well as a new car and several trips. So we're pulling for her. So as Miss Black Oklahoma, she's wearing a double hat.
Well, Isn't that wonderful?
That is just terrific.
Okay, then. I think that is very, very wonderful. And, you know, Clara, once again, the pageant is definitely a major force in shaping and launching careers, because it shapes character and it is a launching pad. And I want to salute all the business people and all the people that are working with you and the people that are really behind the scenes that make it happen. I want to salute them, and also I want to salute those in the media that are making sure that this pageant gets the proper exposure, Clara, because that's so very, very important.
Okay, let me close, and it's about time for me to close, isn't it?
Well, we're going to take a break in another minute, and then we got about 8 more minutes left, so you hang on.
Okay, well, I really have something to say because KTOK has been so kind to us.
That's right.
Mike Elder has given us the opportunity to come out to the studio, and he has been able to help us in making promotional spots and what have you, and we are so grateful. And when I come back, I'm going to tell the people why I'm not satisfied with the pageant.
Okay, then. We're going to take a break right now. This is Maurice Harper, Clara Luper, noted not only civil rights worker, but also a statewide and national activist in communities. And Clara, also, I just love that book, Behold the Walls. I got it right here before me, and I've been reading it, and I think it's so rich. And we're going to talk some more when we come back after this break. This is Maurice Harper with Probe. We'll be right back after these messages.
This is Derek Nance in KTOK's Traffic Central. If you're a Cellular One mobile user, you can be a part of the Cellular One KTOK traffic network by dialing star 10 when you're mobile. Call and let us know if there's a traffic accident, major slowdown, or construction backup, or any other important information so we can help keep drive time moving in the city. So when you're on the go, be our first voice link to traffic in the metro and dial star 10 if you're a Cellular One mobile user and be a part of the KTOK traffic network.
I want this car, and I want it now. My first new car. The first one that didn't smell like old socks or have French fries underneath the seat. That I didn't have to scrape off the I Love Fudge bumper sticker. That I didn't have to disinfect. My first car that wasn't someone else's first car. This one's new. This one's mine.
GMAC knows when you want the car, you want the car. And you can arrange GMAC financing or leasing fast, right at your Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Cadillac, or GMC truck dealership. GMAC, the expressway home.
Planning to paint your house this season? You can scrape and paint your weekends away, or you can never paint again with Sears Vinyl Siding. Sears Siding is guaranteed against denting or peeling for as long as you own your home, and it's sold, furnished, and carefully installed by a Sears authorized contractor. So don't paint your house again. Call Sears Siding at 1-800-257-0200 for a free in-home consultation and estimate. Not available in all areas. Call right now, 1-800-257-0200.
Good news happens all around us. It might be the person who returns a found purse. It could be the neighbor who helps get the kids off to school when mom has to leave for work early. It could be the heroic Oklahoman who endangers their life selfishly to save another. Or the unknown person who touches all of us, making Oklahoma City a better place to live.
If you know of someone who's been involved in a good news story, or if you know of a good news story, send the information to Good News, KTOK. The monthly winner will receive a $250 cash award from KTOK and Guarantee Bank, the good news in banking. Judges will award the prize to the person who sent in the story or the person or organization responsible for the good news. Decisions of the judges is final in all cases. Look at the good things in life and send us your good news story. For the good news in banking, remember Guarantee Bank. And stay tuned for the good news story of the month on KTOK.
You're listening to Probe on KTOK.
Okay, Oklahoma City, you're listening to Probe on KTOK, Oklahoma's information source, the News Kings. Okay, now let's go a little bit further. Clara Luper, we certainly have enjoyed you, and we got about 9 minutes left in the show, and we certainly appreciate all the information. And Clara, I think that you want to take the pageant to the next level. Of course, you are not only a dreamer and a visionary, but you are a doer. And I know from being around you that you want to just take it as far as it'll go. So let's talk about that.
All right, what I want is more support from this community and from this state. When you realize the money that we spend on rehabilitating people and compare that with what we spend on investing in them, you can see that there's a great deficiency. Now, what I would like is additional scholarships. I never shall forget one school teacher in Oklahoma City came up to me and said, I see what you're doing, and I want to give a scholarship. And I really want to see additional scholarships, and we need additional scholarships. Secondly, I would like to see flowers, balloons, tokens of appreciation come in from these young ladies from all over this state. And I would like for you to call me tonight at my home. 424-3949 and tell me that you might not be able to come to the pageant, but you want to send someone to the pageant to represent you. I want positive images, and I want you to invest in these young people. If I would get on radio and make appeal for something that was bad, you would respond to me. But I want to appeal to you to help these young people. Maybe you want to give a shoe scholarship. Maybe you want to give a stocking scholarship. Maybe you want to give a scholastic scholarship. Or maybe you want to do as Mrs. Maxine Stale has told us, I'm going to do my best. And this is what I'm going to do. That's what I want. I want support. I want to be able to travel all over this country and say, in my hometown, people invest in young people. Now, someone has called and asked, why is it a black pageant? Let me ask you a question. Why is it that we just have one? We don't have, no one has tried to stop the bowls. We have the Rose Bowl. Why is it we just have one bowl game? We have the Cotton Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and then when you look around, the more bowls you have, the more opportunities you have for our young people to participate. Now, although we say we Miss Black Oklahoma, and we are open to all people. Now, I want to make that clear. There are many people who are still living in the bowels and corruption of the past, and they don't want to be associated with black. But when you think about scholarships and opportunities, someday somebody's going to say, I want to be in Miss Black Oklahoma. We run for Tiger, we run for Miss Brown, we run for anything, and we don't go into the color issue until it comes to black.
You know, Clara, I think that's very well said, and I think it needs to be said. And as your theme, Think the Invisible, I ask that people have an open mind and support the Miss Black Oklahoma 1993 pageant this coming Saturday, June the 26th. That's next week. It starts at 7 o'clock. Am I right, Clara?
7:30.
7:30?
And you have to be there on time.
On time, that's right. We're starting on time. Now, for more information, you can call tonight. You can call 424-3949. That's right. 424-3949. Make a pledge. Get involved in this pageant.
And then in the morning, Mr. Harper, in the morning they can come up to Howard Johnson as part of the welcoming party.
Okay, and Howard Johnson's located where now?
It's located right off of 50th and Lincoln Boulevard in Oklahoma City. You can't miss it. Howard Johnson.
Okay, Clara, I'm very proud to have you on the program tonight, and, you know, I'm going to do all I can for the next few days in our broadcast to make sure that we have a grand attendance at the big event next week. That's right, and that's so very, very important. And I want to commend you and the staff. I want to commend those that are supporting the program, and anything that I know that anything that we can do to help promote it, we will continue to do. And also, we want to fulfill our pledge as far as the scholarship.
Oh, yes.
And that's so very, very important.
The Maurice Hopper
Very important. There you go.
And that's what we want to do. Dinner. There will be a dinner for the judges on Friday night, and at the judges' dinner, we will go over our scholarships. And because of the limited time that we have on television and the large number of people we have, we won't be able to call all of the names. But one thing we want Oklahoma City to know, that we believe in you, we love you, and Maurice, I'm always receiving calls. I love Clara Luper, and I say to people, give me my flowers while I live.
That's right.
When I die, I don't want any flowers. I only want you to take some child, whether that child is disadvantaged because of broken homes, or maybe there are a lot of disadvantaged children in rich families. I don't care. Help a child, and you'll be helping Clara Luper. And you may call me tonight at 424-3949 and tell me how many tickets you will buy for the 1993 pageant. And I would like to salute Mr. Mel White, who came last year, and Mr. Mel White has really worked pushing the ticket sales.
Okay, so very, very great, Clara. Thank you very, very much. Miss Black Oklahoma Pageant, Saturday, June the 26th at the Marriott. Be there.
And don't forget that all-state reception, which will be Wednesday night at the Oak Room of the Howard Johnson's Hotel.
Okay, one aspect of this, we got a couple of minutes, Claire. Let's talk about whoever wins that pageant. What's the next move after the
next
winner?
Move this year, the winner of the pageant will go to Las Vegas, Nevada, to represent Oklahoma in the Miss Galaxy pageant. And next year, the winner will go to the Miss Black America pageant. Now, this year, the Miss Black America pageant changed its rules, where it was partly filmed in the Barbados, and that was the 1st of June. At that time, we had not had our pageant, and we could not send a representative, but that representative will be going in 1994.
I know that's right. Okay, Claire. Well, Claire, thank you so very, very much.
Well, thank you,
and we appreciate
Oklahoma.
you. We appreciate you.
Okay, I love you.
Okay, I love you too. And Oklahoma City, it's great to have someone like Clara Luper in our community. Claire, your track record, Claire, I want to have an exclusive interview with you sometime about your work on the street level, because it's so very, very important, okay?
Well, I am the street. Bye-bye.
I know that's right. Okay, thank you. You just heard from Clara Luper, and we have been spending the last 50-odd minutes with Clara Luper, and she is the founder, director of Miss Black Oklahoma Pageant, doing a very fine job. They're in their 24th year, record participation this year, and 28 finalists, and also a record number of pages. So I think that her work speaks for itself. A tree is known by the fruit that it bears. And Clara, I certainly want to salute you if you're listening there. And, I think that it's very, very important that we support the Miss Black Oklahoma 1993 pageant. So much is written concerning our young people, negativeness, but this is positiveness. And you get out and support it. Once again, let's not forget about our Blackmail Stay Out of Jail campaign that we have launched across the state of Oklahoma through our media broadcasting. Blackmail, stay out of jail. That is so very, very important. Your community needs you. Your family needs you. And you stay out of jail. But, we're going to be having some more programming on the Blackmail Stay Out of Jail. And that's so very, very important. Thank you once again. Let's not forget about the open rodeo in Wewoka, Oklahoma, July the 3rd and 4th. That's right. And rodeo performance time, 8 p.m. nightly. All right. That's the Wewoka Open Rodeo at the Overstreet Arena, July the 3rd and 4th. And the Maurice Harper Show Special Minority Business Affair, Super Networking at Mr. Land's Club and Restaurant, 2417 North Walker. And that is June the 29th, the last Tuesday of the month. Thank you, Oklahoma City. We appreciate you. We're going to sound off. God bless you. Blackmail, stay out of jail. This is Maurice Harper. We'll be back next week with Probe.